Hi there, guys. Jen Lormond here, exercise physiologist, mom of 3, and co-owner of Tinkler.
Hey, ladies, it's Christina Walsh, physical therapist, mom of 2, and co-owner of Tinkler.
And we help busy moms just like you reboot their inner core.
And we're really excited because we got a lot of awesome feedback on some kind of alarming posts that we made about stopping Kegling. We got some really awesome questions, and we wanted to expand a little bit more on why we know what we're doing definitely works.
Yeah, so the first exciting thing that we can confidently say, you shouldn't be Kegling, because we actually did the research that was just recently published in the Journal of Women's Health Physical Therapy, where we tested the protocol that we use in our program that does not use Kegels. And what happened, Chris, with that protocol? What did those women find?
Well, glad you asked, Jen. What we found in 30 days, and these changes begin to happen long before 30 days, is that every woman in that program found less bladder issues, leakage, frequency, less bowel issues, pressure, incontinence, gas leaks, less back and hip stuff, which we've been through before, but we'll get into more, is connected to all of this. You're going to be pleasantly surprised. It's all going to get better all at the same time. We found closure of diastasis recti. We found improved pelvic alignment and better pelvic floor muscle strength. What does that mean to you? All that embarrassing pelvic foolishness that you are sick of and that you thought you just had to live with doesn't have to be that way, and it's surprisingly easy to fix.
Yep. And that is why we can confidently say none of those women did Kegels to get those results. And that's why we were talking and preaching a little bit last week about why you shouldn't do Kegels. And so that's the practitioner side of how we know. But we also have our own personal experiences of how we know that Kegels are not effective. And I'll share a little bit of my own personal story. After my first birth, 16 and a half years ago, I had a birth injury, a 4th degree tear, which is a hole from the vaginal opening to the rectum, which caused that trauma to that area, caused incontinence both ways, bowel and bladder, for me for a couple weeks. I needed that women's health PT, that internal stimulation of those muscles, because literally it was like I had to go to the bathroom and there it was. Okay, so that's a situation where it is completely appropriate to have some electrical stimulation of those muscles so that I could then at least control when I felt like I needed to go to the bathroom, be able to make it to the restroom. So if you're on that end of the spectrum, we're not poo-pooing the idea of getting some other internal intervention. Okay, so that was my first birth, and then I got pregnant 6 months after, so my tissue didn't have a whole lot of time to heal, and with that pregnancy I developed something called vulva varicosities, which are like the varicose veins that many of you may have gotten during pregnancy. This happens actually in the vagina, where they can fall down out of the vagina and get as large as coconuts. Luckily, that was not the case for me, but it's still extremely painful and, you know, not fun, very embarrassing. And so after that, I found my way with Kegels, and I did Kegels religiously. I did different types of Kegels. I did sustained Kegels and elevator Kegels, and I could move my cervix forward and back and side to side. Did all the things. Okay. Then I got pregnant and I taught women to do that. I should mention that after that, I wrote a book, created an 8-week program, taught other women to do that, because at the time, that was what we knew. That was what I believed to be the truth, and it's what was helping me. After my 3rd pregnancy, 9 years later, after that pregnancy, my body was just shot. I had a 5-finger width DR, a large umbilical hernia, and then eventually that led to stage 2 pelvic organ prolapse of multiple pelvic organs. Okay, so once I had gotten, I did have surgery to repair my umbilical hernia and the 5-finger width DR. I went and sought out a urogynecologist to try to figure out what was going on down there, why I was having the symptoms that I was having of heaviness and pressure, and pain with intimacy and urine leakage and rectal leakage and all those fun things that some of us are dealing with. And upon examination, when the urogyno it was examining me and said, perform your Kegel, and I Kegeled, he was like, whoa, you're really strong down there. You're much stronger than most women are who come in with these symptoms of prolapse, and you clearly don't need women's health physical therapy. We're going to talk about the surgical intervention that's probably appropriate for you. And I was like, I don't want surgery. Like, I'm 38 years old. Surely, intuitively, I felt like there had to be a better way. So I left his office, and Christina and I, we at the time were sharing space under the same roof, running our business out of the same space. And we're at a conference together, which was for pelvic floor and core and whatnot, put on a device called the pelvic core and began to feel changes happening as I began performing these exercises. So took that home, played with a protocol, played with some recovery tools, put that together for myself and practiced it for 30 days. And a lot of my symptoms got better. I went to the studio. I started implementing that protocol with clients. They started seeing the same results, that symptoms were improving. So Christina and I shared clients, and she began to notice that those same clients were also getting results on her table as a physical therapist. And we said, you know what, let's get some concrete data, because yes, I feel better. Yes, they feel better, but we didn't measure all the things to really say, okay, how much better? What is better? And that led us to do the research that we finally just got published after 3 years.
Yeah, this is a big project. We maybe didn't even realize how much we were biting off at the time, but we were grateful there was a university professor so excited to work with us. And it was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but it was all for a cause that we believe so passionately in, that we want women to have access to this protocol and this care, because like Jen said, some women really need that internal intervention. There is a place for that. But what we have found, what we were able to prove in our research, was that many women with even moderately progressed symptoms of this nature do not have to go there. And we know that we would prefer not to have to insert things into our bodies if we could avoid it and get the same or better results another way. So we're thinking that maybe somebody else might, maybe like you.
And, that leads us to the story of how Tighten Your Tinkler was born. Because at the time we started this research, we had our independent practices and we're not thinking about, hey, let's take on a lot more work and start another company on top of all this. We were just passionate about trying to prove that this really works and can help women and getting more women access to care. But after we completed the research, after women had referred their mothers, their sisters, their cousins, their best friends, women were still coming to us saying, okay, wait, the research is done. Can you guys put together some videos that I can send to my sister who lives in Houston or Atlanta or North Carolina? Like, we really want them to get these same results. And it was multiple women that were coming to us with these requests. And we decided, okay, like, it was a year and a half after our research was completed that we would put this together to get this online so that we could definitely get more women access to this type of easy care from home in 10 minutes a day.
It's awesome. And in some ways, what better timing now in the time of needing more resources via telehealth and accessibility at home without having to put your safety and health at risk by going out and exposing yourself to things. You can do this from home. And we didn't know that was all going to be coming down the pike like nobody else did, but we're here and we're ready. We're ready to ship you your pelvic core tool and have you get started and get those same awesome results. And we know you can do it because we did the research, and it was all founded on a personal journey that we needed to validate as science nerds ourselves. And we did. It's been published in that peer-reviewed journal. And that means that's how we know it will work for you too, from the comfort of your own home.
So if you're kind of sitting here going, will this work for me? I'm not sure. We have you covered on that end too. If you head over to tightenyourtinkler.com, you can take our 5-minute quiz to know if this program will work for you.
Yep, you'll get an instant score and result, and that will give you your answer.
So if you have questions after taking that quiz and you want to reach out to us, please do. Please private message us. We're happy to help be a resource and point you in the right direction. And send any questions, all the hard questions. If you're still going, I still don't understand, I want more specifics, send us the questions.
Yep, or if you feel like your case is complex or confusing, we've probably seen it before, and if we haven't, we'll point you in the right direction. We want you to get help, whether it's with us or not. We're all about raising awareness about this stuff too, and getting all women the help that they need.
Yeah, we have a very big mission of actually getting the guidelines for the American Congress of Obstetrics and Gynecology changed. Yes, it's an act of Congress, so it's going to take a while, but that's our big vision and mission with this program. And we're excited to hear from you guys. So until next week, take care.